All right, so today we're going to go over the concepts of staying tight on the bench press. And I know we, as coaches, and you probably hear probably all the time for people to stay tight when you're on the bench press. But what does that technically mean, even though you know what it means? It's one thing to know the concept, but it's another thing to apply the concept into your lift. Now, as power lifters, we're trying to utilize our entire body to perform the lift versus a bodybuilder that's only utilizing this movement to build a certain amount of muscles. So when you think about bench pressing, think about it as you're trying to use your entire body. Now, as you watch this rep, you're going to see me look super solid. My whole body's flexed, and then I initiate the bench press, right? But what you often see people is this rep where when they bring the weight down, it sinks in, and then they have to retighten their body and then do the press. But that's a lot of weight, and you're maxing out some really, really heavy reps. Generally, when you stay tight, you want to make sure you feel your feet is in contact with the floor and you actively feel that. At the same time that your feet's pushing down on the floor, you want to flex your glutes, you want to flex your quads. Now, with all that being tight, you also want to continue keeping your core tight, almost as if like you're trying to kiss the barbell with your chest versus your chest just being tight. So you're actively staying tight with your chest and your core, and you're kind of rising that higher if you can. And that's a really difficult concept to get, but once you get it, you'll kind of see what I mean. At the same time, you're squeezing the barbell, you're flexing it with your forearms and your triceps and biceps, and as you're bringing the weight down, you're contracting your upper back and flexing it together and utilizing that as the way to initiate the barbell coming down versus bending your elbows. Now, that is a full body tension that you want to create when you do a bench press. And the reason being is because you're in such an awkward position. You don't want to lose tightness when you bench press. So as you watch, the first rep again is going to be very perfect. The second rep, you're going to see the most common mistakes of what people do when they don't stay tight. And then the rep number 3 is me kind of performing a spoto press, right? So usually for a spoto press, you want to bring the barbell roughly an inch or two to your chest, kind of like here. So you're going to bring it, pause, and then press it away, right? Normally. Now the concept of staying tight is pretty much doing a spoto press, but the spoto press just happens to be off your chest. And that's technically what I mean by staying tight. And I'll kind of show you some examples of how to continue, how my legs are when I'm bench pressing, because at the end of the day, I want you to imagine if you were to try to move my leg in, that would be impossible as I'm bench pressing. And that's how solid or tight your technique should be when you think about any of the big 3 lifts.